Hey, what's up, everybody? So I had another dream that Yah has impressed upon me to share with everybody. Um, it wasn't the video I thought I would be making next, but again, obedience is better than sacrifice. Um, so this is another urgent warning. Uh, so the dream, first of all. So in this dream, I am with a cousin of mine, and we're going to hang out with one of my friends. Um, it seemed vaguely familiar to like maybe a mall or something, or the meeting place was a mall. Not really sure, and I'm not really sure that that really is all that important. But we were going to meet up with one of my friends that my cousin also knows. And on our way there, I remember that a lot of the way there, or a lot of the dream, during the dream, our arms were interlinked. And as they were interlinked, we were going to meet up with this friend. And everywhere we looked, it was just so strange. Like the atmosphere, everything was so strange. And there was smoke everywhere. Everything was like going up in smoke. And specifically going up in smoke, not going up in flames. Everywhere we looked, there were areas, buildings, and things that had a simmering smoke around them, and like a fire was about to ignite. And we noticed this, and it was just so off. Everything felt wrong. Everything looked wrong. There was a yellowish tint to everything. You know that look sometimes it gets right before it rains, or like when it's about to be a real downpour, and it's like you're waiting and waiting, and it's like yellow outside. Yeah, it was like that. Nothing was exactly um, areas that I can pinpoint or tell you. And I believe that was done on purpose by God. So, but everything felt off, and the whole time we're like, we know that we need to like cut this short. Like this is going to be a very short-lived interaction or whatever. I don't recall us even speaking. It just seems like we were on the same page that something is wrong, something is off, and everything is going up in smoke, and people are going about their lives like it's business as usual. Like everything was moving at a regular pace all around us, yet we're looking like what's going on. So we eventually meet up with this friend, and literally it's like we got all the way there just to let them know, like, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. This isn't going to happen today. Like, I don't think this is a day that we should be hanging out. I think we should all get back home. And they were so oblivious to everything. And I don't mean oblivious as in they hadn't noticed the smoke. It just didn't alarm them. It was so almost normal, I guess, or they just whatever, they were aloof, completely aloof until we brought it up. And as I'm bringing it up, they're kind of like, oh, wow, do you really think that that's what's going on? And, you know, do you think we had reason to be worried? And I'm like, yeah, like this isn't normal. It's not normal to look around and everywhere you look, everything is smoking. It's not normal. And so, like, that friend started to become a little bit more concerned, but not overly, just more acquisitive, like, about the whole situation. Like, okay, and unsure. And then their mom called. I don't recall the exact nature of the call. I feel like there was some mention of hospital, being in the hospital or something like that. Not really sure, but whatever was said, they too alerted my friend, like, yeah, whatever you're out there doing, I think you should come back. I think you should come home. And so we all just agreed, okay, we're not going to hang out today. We're going to go back home. And my cousin and I left. And again, traveling back to where we had to go. Our arms are linked up. Like, I'm just like, my mind was, I need to get my cousin back home. I have to get my cousin back home. And so that was it. Now, I had this dream some point between 1 and like 5 in the morning. And usually, when there's something that I know God wants me to remember, um, either it won't leave me or it'll be pressed upon me. Like every time I wake up, it'll be like gnawing at me. And that's not to say that there aren't times I don't forget or things like that, or I'm under spiritual attack and it's hard to remember. But I tried to type it, but I was so exhausted I kept falling asleep, and it just wasn't happening until finally 5 in the morning. I woke up. My cat was bothering me, wanting attention, so I was like, I'm gonna sit with him for a little bit, and I was finally at least awake enough to record it, and then even throughout the day, it was like God was like, you need to share this. So what does it mean? There are a couple very important things, right? That are, I try not to say obvious, but because everything isn't obvious to everybody. But these are the things that were obvious to me. Um, just understanding that how God talks to me in the times that we're living in, right? So one, fire is nearby. Fire is close. Danger is close. Um, this isn't speaking of specifically and only literal fire. Just like the dream I did before about the West Coast and San Fran and all that, this is talking about God's judgment. Okay? So, fire is nearby, and the smoke is rising, the smoke is there, and ignition is about to take place. And if you know anything about fires, a lot of times, depending on the kind of fire, especially a house fire, people, most damage is done first and foremost by the smoke. Um, and in this dream, there was smoke everywhere, but nobody was taking notice of it. So it's choking them out, it's affecting them, it's doing all kinds of things, but they don't notice that it's there, right? Two, we have the imagery again of me gripping somebody up, someone that's close to me, so a loved one. In life, especially God's people, there are people He assigns to you. And I do know that this, in particular, in this dream, this cousin was assigned to me, and it's been shown to me in other dreams too. They are under my care, um, to an extent. Not that I'm completely responsible for them, but to an extent. And so I had to get them back home. That urgency wasn't just for me, but it was about me getting them to safety. The other thing of note is warning others, right? Can't control what people do. There's going to be some people that look at you like, what? Or completely oblivious or whatever. You warn and then you keep it moving. You can't control them. You can't make them do anything. Even just like these videos, there'll be people that be like, what is she talking about? And completely look it over, overlook it or think it's whatever. It's of no effect. You do your job. You warn them. The last point is to get inside. That was the main thing. Get inside. Well, get inside what? Get inside the will of Yah. Yah, the Most High, God. Get inside the bosom of God, close to his chest, to his heart. Get in shelter. Get in the covering that He's giving you.